What is up, YouTube? What is up, family? I am very behind on this one. I apologize. Very behind. I think a Patreon requested this, but it was funny enough also requested by a non-Patreon. I don't remember. All I know is the 40-year hunt for the most mysterious song on the internet. I really have absolutely no idea. I guess let's find out. Let's find out about this mysterious song.
The year is 1984 in West Germany. A man and music connoisseur named Darius is listening to the radio and enjoying some tunes when a song comes on that piques his interest. It was a song he hadn't heard before, but one he quickly realized he'd want to hear again. Luckily for him, he had come prepared and was already recording on his cassette tape, as he often did while looking for new songs to add to his playlists.
I did the same thing every Friday night. There was a channel, and I got there with my little tape recorder. God, could you imagine how horrible the recordings were? Because I was recording, like, the radio didn't have a tape recorder. I was recording with a tape recorder of the radio. So you can imagine how terrible it was. But yeah, that was like 1980s. Yeah, I remember doing stuff like this too.
However, this time was different, as this wasn't just any normal song. You see, unbeknownst to himself, Darius had just captured the only known recording of this song in existence.
Wow,
in doing so, the seemingly mundane task of recording a song on the radio would end up starting something much bigger.
Wow.
A mystery so strange that despite reaching millions and spanning over 40 years, still remains unsolved to this day. This is the story of the most mysterious song on the internet.
No one knows where this song came from. People have been looking for it for decades and no one has come forth to claim it.
Everything about this song is mysterious, from the creation to the lyrics to where it played on the radio.
Why can't you just find a guy that recorded it on the tape cassette and offer him, like, I don't know, be like, yo, I'll give you $100,000 for that tape. He'll probably give it up. I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be, like, I don't know why how did it get this crazy when someone has a recording?
To the lyrics to where it played on the radio.
The most mysterious song on the internet.
The most mysterious song on the internet.
This fucking...
The internet.
The most mysterious song on the internet.
Before we get into this mystery, I just wanted to make a quick note that this is by far one of the strangest and most interesting mysteries I've looked into. While researching it, this song has taken me on a journey through old internet archives, liars, impersonators, and even some fake threats. But to understand how we got there, we first need to understand how a song on one man's cassette tape ended up becoming an internet mystery 40 years later.
Oh, I guess even though they had the tape, I understand now. Stupid. Okay, yeah. So even with the tape, you're like, hey, who is that? Who's the artist? Who's the singer? That's what they can't find. I got you.
So let's rewind a bit and get the full story.
I got you.
A few years after Darius first recorded the song, he was creating a playlist of unidentified songs from his collection and added the song to the mix and a few others.
Okay, but
these cassette tapes are where the song would remain unheard by anyone for almost 20 years.
Wow.
In 2004, his sister Lydia gave him a website domain as a birthday present, which Darius decided to use as a way to bring awareness to his collection of unidentified songs. This site would end up being pretty useful, as Darius was able to find the names to almost every song. Yet still, one remained a mystery.
Yep.
The song he heard that day on the radio, which he ended up calling Blind the Wind, or as it's more commonly known today, Like the Wind. Another few years would go by until Lydia began searching for the song herself. In 2007, she began posting online, first through a Usenet group dedicated to music research, and eventually made her way to song-identifying websites. This would finally bring some outside eyes to the mystery and get others interested. But even with the help of others, no one was able to identify the song, and Lydia would slowly lose interest in the search herself. When you think about it, this is where the story would end logically. The song was heard by a few on the Usenet forums, but but it didn't garner much attention and most likely would have fallen into obscurity if it wasn't for one individual. In 2019, a Brazilian teenager named Gabriel da Silva Vieira rediscovered the song and was intrigued by the mystery surrounding it. So intrigued that he posted it to 44 different subreddits to try and spread the word. This eventually led to Gabriel creating the r/themysterioussong subreddit, where most of the investigation and real search attempts for the song took place. From here, the mystery really took off, with multiple articles being made on it, new investigators researching it, and YouTubers like
that was too fast. I couldn't read that.
For the song took place. From here, the mystery really took off, with multiple articles.
That's what I want to read. 80s song, huh? Wow. Okay. All right.
Being made on it, new investigators researching it, and YouTubers like Wang covering it. Wang has actually made several videos on the topic by now, which go into much more detail about many of the things I'll be discussing in this video. So I highly recommend checking them out if you want to learn more about the topic and get involved yourself. All in all though, the coverage of the mystery resulted in thousands joining the hunt, and for a while, it seemed like a solution was right around the corner. With the song's newfound popularity, progress on the subreddit started booming. In July of 2019, just a few months after its creation, the full version of the song was found. It turned out that someone who originally downloaded the song in 2007 off the Usenet forums saw one of the Reddit posts about it and shared it to the community. From there, the original posts from Usenet were able to be found as well, which was a huge discovery.
It's only 1 minute snippet of the recording. That's a shame.
See, at this time, no one actually knew it was Darius who recorded the song, or even how it ended up on the internet in the first place. In addition, the Usenet post gave the name of the radio station the song was recorded from, called NDR1, and even specified the specific program playing at the time. A month later, that original poster, who went by the name Anton on the Usenet forums, was found. Her real name was actually Lydia, the sister of the original recorder, Darius, and she found out about the investigation after hearing about a radio segment on the song. She ended up making a post on the subreddit called Update from Lydia, where she was able to confirm her identity and help out by answering many questions about the song's origins. Ever since, she's been actively participating with the search, even to this day, giving occasional updates and information such as a higher quality version of the song and a full list of the songs from the mixtape that had TMS on it. This is how we found out about the history of the song, being Darius recording it off the radio to begin with. By this point, the attention the song was getting was pretty widespread, with thousands of members who joined the subreddit and hundreds of thousands of listeners on YouTube.
I think at this point, it's a game. It's a game, you know? It's like playing Clue. I bet you half these people don't even care what the hell the song is about, or who sang it, or whatever. They just want to be the one, you know? The winner. I got it. It came from here. That's what I think.
Eventually, the song even started getting broadcasted on a few radio stations to see if anyone could recognize it.
Oh, man.
Yet still, no one seemed to have any genuine leads on the song.
I mean, how the hell does a radio play music that they don't know who it's from? I've never seen that before.
In August of 2019, one user made a post titled, "My music-obsessed uncle may have solved the mystery," where they claimed their uncle had a copy of the album in his collection. This of course got some attention, and many followed up asking for a picture of it and more proof.
Yeah, of course.
The OP responded by saying his uncle was certain he had a copy of the album, and that he remembers the album cover having a painting of a girl on it. Shortly after, they uploaded photos of the album cover, with the band being named Candy Boys when translated to English. However, no band by that name could be found. And a few days later, the same user made a post to r/fake album covers, making it clear that this was simply an elaborate troll. Even with this lack of progress though, the researchers stayed persistent. Towards the end of 2019, Lydia began a project into researching the German DJs from the radio station that supposedly played the song NDR.
That's who I would have
The hope was that by contacting them, they could potentially give some answers as to where the song came from.
Yeah.
The next year, one Redditor was actually able to obtain the full 1984 music list from the NDR show that the song was said to have been played on. Eventually, investigators had gathered enough information to make a large list of possible leads to contact. This included individuals that could have some information on the song and bands who potentially could have made it. The plan was essentially to make a giant list of possible leads and then slowly eliminate them until the correct band was found. And so, the long and tedious process started for the community. But before we get into what was found, I really want to emphasize how much work the community put in to not only this, but to the mystery as a whole. I spoke to a handful of people from the community while researching this topic and was honestly amazed at how much effort they had put into the mystery. One long-standing member of the community I spoke to, named Mr. Satans, has made 5 highly in-depth videos on the topic, including an iceberg deep dive. And it's members like him that really made researching this topic possible. So I'll leave links to his channel and some other people who have helped out in the process in the description down below. While trying to get to the bottom of who could have been behind this song, 2 different individuals kept popping up, as they both have made a claim of being the one to create it. And while it's possible, or even likely, that neither of them had anything to do with it, they seem to be the most plausible leads at the time of this video's release. So let's start by taking a look at them before diving into some other potential theories as to where the song came from. Out of the 2, perhaps the stranger and more infamous of them is Ronald Irischek, better known as Ronnie Rocket. Someone I was actually able to contact and chat with for a bit, which was interesting to say the least. Ronnie is an Austrian musician who was involved in a few German-speaking bands around the time of the song's release. He was originally contacted by a German author named Armin Linder working on solving the mystery, and initially denied having any knowledge of the song. However, after looking into the song a bit more, he would go on to recant his original statement, saying that he co-wrote the song but was unaware of the studio recording. Finally, a bit later, he went all in, claiming that his quote, long-term memory of the 80s had been tickled awake again, and that he was in fact involved with both the recording and writing of the song.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. You don't say, no, I have nothing to do with that. Oh, wait a second, I do. I wrote it, and I recorded it. But I don't originally remember that it was mine at all. No, I'm sorry, that's not working for me. Even if you smoke a lot, your memories, you know what I'm saying? That's not working for me.
This immediately seemed like a red flag for many in the community, and rightfully so.
Me included.
It's completely possible that Ronnie simply realized the popularity of the song and made up a story after the fact.
Yes.
But to his credit, he does have some arguments for his case. For starters, he was active as a musician at the right time frame and location, being part of many bands in the Vienna music space in the 80s. In addition, the person he claims to have made TMS with, Christian Brandl, has been described as having a similar voice to the singer of TMS, but I'll let you be the judge of that.
Routine bites hard, and ambitions are low.
I can't play too much of the song due to DMCA, but I hope you get the idea.
I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of singers out there that could be that could sound similar to each other. It's very possible.
It is true that Ronnie was in a band with Christian Brandl called the Underground Corpses in 1980. However, the band would only release an EP together before falling out. Ronnie claims that he and Christian recorded the song, just the 2 of them, 3 years later in late 1983. So, how can the story be confirmed? Well, the first thought would be through Christian Brandl himself. However, he passed away in 1987.
Of course. Suicide. Damn.
So the only other person who could confirm the song was actually recorded by Ronnie and Christian was the studio owner who was there at the time of the recording.
That would help.
Name is Fred Jakesh, a popular figure in the Vienna music space as well. However, according to reports, he is also presumably dead.
Oh my God. Yeah, you guys are in trouble.
And this is where some started doubting Ronnie's claim. Here was an individual in the right time and space to be involved in the most mysterious song, but initially claimed to not know anything of it, and the only people who could corroborate his story
are no longer here.
Are no longer alive.
Yeah.
Armin Linder, who I spoke of earlier, has probably done more research on Ronnie's claim than anyone else, and has written a few articles on his website going over it in detail. In one, while trying to find any concrete proof of Ronnie being behind the song, he managed to get the only piece of hard evidence someone has given about this mystery:
Somebody gave him
the
the
lyric
lyrics?
sheet.
Wow.
When Ronnie was asked for some proof of creating the most mysterious song, he claimed he had found an old lyric sheet for it in his basement, in addition to another lyric sheet for a song they did release together to show how this practice was normal. Now, while these lyric sheets do seem to be real, they don't really do much to prove his case.
No.
For starters, they are just photos that could easily have been doctored by anyone else or simply made in real life and given an artificial dated look to seem older than they are. There are tutorials online for both of these, but even if the front pages of them are real, there is no saying that the text lyrics on the back weren't just printed more recently. In addition, while these lyric sheets do show the German lyrics, the actual song we are all familiar with is recorded in English.
Now that don't make sense. It's recorded in English.
The actual song we are all familiar with is recorded in English. Overall, the only way to authenticate these lyric sheets would be for a professional to handle it. However, Ronnie does not wish to part with the sheets, which, regardless if they are fake or actually his only evidence of the song, makes sense. As a whole, his case is a mixed bag, but when I tried to contact him myself, that mixed bag soured even further. After searching around for some time, I was eventually able to get Ronnie's contact from a friend of his, and I wrote out an email explaining I was working on a video and that I was curious if he had anything he'd like to add to his case for it. What I got back was interesting. To start off, the entire text of the email is formatted strangely.
Yeah, that is odd. What? Oh, man.
With blocks of English and German text stacked onto each other, but the actual context is even stranger. He starts off by explaining that the song's real name is Like the Wind and goes on a bit of a rant about how the song is registered under his name in the Austrian Collecting Society, but that he has received no money from his views it's gotten on YouTube. To his point, the song is registered there under his and Brandel's name, but no register date is given, and it's hard to tell exactly what you need to get a song registered there. He then went on to say that he could supply me with the correct lyrics and then copied me on every correspondence of people reaching out to him about the song with his replies, some of which included vulgar language, vague threats, and even not safe for work photos. None of them really do much to prove his case.
All this for... It's crazy. All this for one song. It's just one song at the end of the day. Why is everybody... I'm not gonna lie, I would have gotten very uninterested very quickly. Like, that was a great song I just heard. Damn, I really want to hear that again. Who's the artist? What's the name of the song? Nobody knows? All right, time to move on. Like, it would not be like this crazy for me. It just, I don't know. And I got a feeling for a lot of you too. You'd be like, okay, so I don't know anything about the song. You know, the sun's going back up tomorrow, and I still gotta go to work and live my life. You know? Yeah, I don't know. But this is, wow. What's making this so interesting is the amount of people interested in finding this song. But like I said, I think for a lot of them, it's a game at this point. They're playing Clue. They want to know who the murderer is. You know what I mean? They're just playing a game. They want to win. I win. I got it. I figured it out. I think that's mostly what it is.
And just simply repeat the same similar claim. I responded back, questioning the peculiar email, asking for the lyrics, and reinstating my question of if he had anything else he'd like to prove to his case. He then replied by asking me what my band was, ignoring everything else, and eventually started asking for my specific location. When I tried to steer the conversation back to getting any more information, he stopped replying. In addition, there are some other things that deter away from his claim, like the fact Ronnie's been called out for copying other artists' songs in the past, like in this 1986 magazine, or how the time frame between him and Christian originally being part of the Underground Corpses and when he claims to have recorded the song not making much sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't believe that it's him either. Anyway, like 10 minutes ago, I didn't believe it.
Overall, most in the community no longer take Ronnie's claim seriously, and I think that is fair. Even though on paper, he's someone who seemingly could have been behind the song, his history of misremembering facts attitude and correspondence, and lack of reliable evidence has caused many to not believe his story. The other individual might not be quite as outspoken as Ronnie, but similar to him, claims to be one of the song's creators. Billy Knight, a Greek musician, might seem like a strange choice to contact initially, but he became an early lead in the mystery because of his involvement in a band called Statues in Motion. The band was formed in the early 80s and released their only album in 1983, lining up pretty well with the timing of TMS. But more important than that was their lead singer, Elvin Dean, whose voice is said to be the closest match to the vocals on the Most Mysterious song found so far. Here is a quick comparison of the two.
Ooh, that is close. That, I gotta admit, that's pretty close.
Early researchers, including Gabriel himself, heard the similarity in their voices and tried to contact anyone still involved with the band. Billy Knight was the only one that they could find, and he initially, just like Ronnie, claimed to not have any knowledge of the song. So,
Don't tell me he changed his mind later too.
For a while, it seemed like a dead lead, but when Billy was contacted again later, his story changed.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Billy. You're done for me too. Bye. It's not you.
Now stating that the song was definitely created by Statues in Motion. I contacted Billy myself as well to confirm, and he still retains this claim, stating that they had to cut some songs from the album and that the Most Mysterious song happened to be one of them. So, if that's the case, how did a song from a Greek band end up on a German radio station the next year?
That's also interesting.
Well, Statues in Motion broke up shortly after their album's release in 1983, and while Billy doesn't know exactly how it got to the radio, he claims that Elvin moved to Germany after the band split up, and assumes it was him that got it there. This, just like many parts of this mystery though, is not confirmed. Some researchers tried tracking down Elvin, whose real name is actually George Dallenbyris, but the only person they could find was someone with the same name who claimed to not be Elvin. So as a whole, Billy's claim of being part of the song's creation also lacks enough information to prove or even disprove. It is true that Elvin/George has a pretty similar voice to the singer of the Most Mysterious song.
Definitely.
And if Billy is to be believed, and Elvin did move to Germany after Statues in Motion disbanded, then they definitely could be the ones who made the song. The reality of the situation though,
Interesting.
is that none of this is confirmed. Without any further evidence, there isn't really a way to confirm it.
Nope.
As I said, when introducing these individuals, it's possible or even likely that none of them had anything to do with the creation of the song.
Yep, that's
I say this
case.
not to detract away from any of them specifically, but because while they all provide a compelling case, none have any hard evidence to prove it.
Yep.
This is essentially why the mystery still remains unsolved. But if none of them are responsible for the song, then who is?
You'll never know.
While this question might not be one that has a definitive answer yet,
You can't. They both died.
there is still quite a bit more information on the song that could help narrow down the search, in addition to a few new leads that have been discovered more recently. One key part of this mystery that has all but been confirmed is one of the instruments used to create the song. The Yamaha DX7 is a synthesizer that has been brought up countless times in the search for the song, because one of the presets on it, specifically Syn Lead 5, matches almost perfectly with part of the song's background music.
These people really dive deep, I'll give you that. They really dive deep.
Here's a comparison one of the members of the Reddit made. The reason that if this instrument is actually the one in the song is important is twofold. First off, it cost several $1,000s when released, and was usually only available to studios and successful bands, meaning the song was most likely made by a known band.
Well, I would have guessed that too.
Secondly, The keyboard was initially released in 1983, but wasn't readily available until 1984, meaning the song most likely had to be made sometime in 1984 at the earliest. So if this instrument is truly used in the Most Mysterious Song, it seems to go against both Ronnie and Billy's timeline of events.
No shocker there.
However, not all is lost, as there has been a few recent discoveries and key pieces of info found that could very easily lead to the mystery being solved. In February of 2024, one Redditor got in contact with a former member of a Yugoslavian band called Wild Angels that claimed to know the source of the song. The band, which shares a similar sound to the band of TMS, was originally not pursued as a lead because of them not having any songs in English. However, when a member of the band named Milan was contacted more recently, he claimed that the song was made by their lead singer, Nebojša Savić Boka. Sadly, this individual today...
What's going on out there? Have you been talking? No. Yeah, like to me. No, you've been talking. Thank God. But this is one fucking annoying video that I'm almost done with. What? I did open the door. Yeah, that's fine. As long as you didn't let go. D, you ready to walk? Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I got 3 fucking more minutes of this extremely boring shit I have to watch. And then we can move on. Yeah, I'm 12 minutes late already. Yeah. There we go. That's what I wanted to do.
So, you did not make her cry. She is in her own little world.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I really thought she was gonna cry.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I can't believe from how long ago now.
I have to finish this video. We could do this while we're talking, while we're walking. What?
Clean and put away that cooler. And it's still sitting out there now. It's dirty.
Oh, it is? I totally forgot about that cooler. Okay, let me finish this. All right, you going upstairs or something? I can't be, up, down, fucking doors up. Stupid fucking dogs. All right, I'm starting right now.
The band named Milan was contacted more recently. He claimed that the song was made by their lead singer, Nebojša Savić Boka.
Oh Lord, another claim.
Sadly, this individual today cannot be found, leaving the only proof we have to be Milan's word and the fact that the band used a Yamaha DX7 in some of their songs.
That's not good enough for me, sorry.
Overall, without additional evidence, this claim remains in a similar spot to Ronnie and Billy's. This isn't the only recent discovery though. It's just a month later, in March of 2024, another Redditor made a few
They're still looking for this thing in 2024? Oh my God.
Groundbreaking discoveries. Back in 2021, Lydia found another tape containing the Most Mysterious Song while renovating her apartment. Initially, this tape gave the community a higher quality version of the song, but more recently, one Redditor noticed that when cross-referencing the other songs from it with the 1984 NDR playlist, a few things stick out.
Oh boy.
First, it was found that the songs confirmed to have been recorded from the NDR radio station all had a 10 kHz line on them when looked at through a spectrogram. The ones that didn't play on NDR lacked this line. TMS,
I don't even know what that means,
happens to have this 10 kHz line, meaning the radio station it was recorded from is in fact NDR.
Okay.
The second piece of info comes from the specific dates the songs on this new tape aired on the radio station, as it was found that all of the songs from the 2021 tape recorded from NDR aired on one of 2 specific dates, September 28th, 1984 or November 28th, 1984. This not only shows that the song was almost certainly created and aired in 1984, but also that the song is most likely hidden somewhere in the NDR archives.
It has to be,
as all the other songs from the cassette tape with the 10 kHz line through them are listed somewhere on them. Between these 2 recent discoveries, the community has been reignited in their search for the song, as the amount of posts and research being conducted on
this amount of research is phenomenal.
Subreddit seems to have skyrocketed. This mystery is now coming up on its 5-year anniversary, and while there still isn't a conclusive answer,
5 years? I thought, what? That was 40. Wait a minute.
On its 5-year anniversary, and while there still isn't a conclusive answer, recent discoveries and ongoing research has brought us closer than ever to finding the song. However, with the song itself being around 40 years old now, it's possible that we're running out of time to get first-hand accounts from the people who actually made it.
Yeah, because, we don't live forever.
With every passing day, it seems we have more information and are closer to solving the mystery. But also with every passing day, the chances of speaking with someone who is actually involved in the song dwindles.
Yep.
And so, now more than ever, seems to be the time when the mystery is most likely to be solved. Thanks for watching.
This is crazy. This is really
This
fun.
video was really interesting to research and make, but also took quite a bit of time to gather and confirm all of the details.
I can imagine.
So if you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you consider subscribing or leaving a like or comment, as
Yes, we will do that. We will leave a like.
it really helps me out. If you'd like to get involved in the mystery yourself,
No. No, I'm good. Thank you.
I'll leave links to the subreddit and some frequently asked questions down in the description.
Okay, so the only thing that I came out of this with was that I believe was that this song was made in 1984. That's it. That's all I believe. And that the radio station was NDR. But it makes no sense. NDR is hiding this for some reason. There's a reason. There's got to be a reason. Because, yeah, it would definitely be in their archives. Everything they've ever played, it's got to be in the archives. Even technology 40 years ago, clearly nowhere near as it is today. Today, for sure. You could probably go back 20 years from today, and a radio station could tell you every single song it played, the minute, the time, the day, everything, the year. But I guess back then, no. Or yes, but in a different manner. Much more difficult to get that info. But anyway, once again, what baffles me the most about this video is that the amount of caring. It's the amount of caring to figure out what this song is that blows my mind. Because for me, like I said, after 20 minutes of trying, I'd be like, okay, I'm good. Time to move on. There's a lot of other good songs out there. I could live without knowing who made this one song. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's a long video. Okay, I'm not going to lie, that's one of the reasons it took so long to get to. Because when you have, like 130 requests, and like 10 of them are like 25 plus minute videos, you try to bang out the ones that are 4, 5, 3, 2 minutes long first. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing this, a lot of times, during work, because I work from home. Shh, don't tell nobody. So, you don't want interruptions with calls, the boss calls, client calls, that sort of thing. So anyway, it's done. We got to it. Finally, okay? The 40-year hunt is done, at least on this channel. We're good now. The mysterious song could stay a mystery. I'm good with it. Take care. Peace out. Have a good night.